artificial intelligence. So now we welcome esteemed guest Dr. J. Shankara Swami. So I would like to share some of his achievements and insights. Dr. J. Shankara Swami is an assistant professor in the College of Horticulture, Mozzarella at Shri Konda Lakshman University, Telangana. He has several university as associate professor. He has been awarded Eminent Scientist Award from NBRI NESA. He is a specialist in horticulture and value addition and post-harvest engineering and process technology of agriculture and commodities. Certificate of Appreciation awarded from Shri Konda Lakshman Telangana University. He is Chancellor Gold Medalist in Horticulture, National Award winner of security issues in India. He is an expert of multidisciplinary science. He is a pioneer in making green chili powder with the granted patent without any synthetic chemical means that he had worked on cancer drug development filed patent. Dr. Shankara Swami has several national and international publications in highly recognized outlets. Dr. J.S. Swami also currently teaches fruit science, post-harvest management, and processes of horticulture crop courses. He has been consultant to Divinia, United States of America. His consultancies with industry have been in the areas of agriculture processing industries and value addition, horticulture production and innovative technologies for horticulture development. He is founder of 3 registered trademarks, Shri Konda Lakshman University, Telangana, Hyderabad, Plant Essence, Horticogen, Prakritik Horticulture Planet, Dravigyan and Bhojanak. So it is an honor for us, sir, that you are here and I welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for your valuable introduction. So little bit, can you give me a 5 minutes time so I can able to start?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the camera off.
Yeah, 1 minute. So I will do. Is my presentation visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So this is Dr. J. Shankar Swami, Sri Konda Lakshman, Telangana State Horticulture University. And we would like to introduce some of the topics related to the post-harvester technology, a tool to embark the horti business, and how we can able to start for the growing population. Because if we are seeing our growing population is upsurging like anything, so when we see 2050, it may upsurge up to the 11.2 billions. So to cater the needs of these growing population, and you need to be very focused on some research areas where we can do the business in coming years. So first, if you want to do the business, we need to see the sustainable developmental goals, those related to the quality water. So if any human being they want to sustain, we need to provide the good quality water for their sustenance. As well as we need, if you are not providing a quality water, so actually in case of the human body cell, it never be going to retain water, it always exchange the water. If you're not giving the proper amount of the water and proper quality of the water, so cell always turn into the cancerous cells, and it is having the abnormal metabolic activity. So for this case, we need to provide the good quality water. It is the biggest challenge thing in present era. So in this case, I can able to say that, so horticulture crops can able to provide the good quality of water. How it is possible? Now we have started the one kind of the research and to prepare the activated carbon, and so thereby it can able to remove the most of the so cancerous pollutants, as well as the lead, as well as the organ failure related to the some toxic heavy elements. And for that purpose also we are conducting the research programs. And second thing is the quality food. So we always focus on production, we always product and as well as the productivity, but we never focus on the quality. So this will be going to cause the huge losses if you're not importing the quality in case of the horticulture commodity or agriculture commodity. So definitely it will be going to cause a huge losses. It is incurring around 40%, and it is causing the 93,000 crores per annum. So it is because we can able to feed the African nation if we can able to save this loss. And so for that case, the quality is a very important aspect in most of the cases when you are producing the commodity in case of the horticulture crops. Not only that one, if you are producing the quality products, and we can increase the export potential as well as, and we can increase the nutrition potential. And so we can, so the product whenever it is coming to the market, and it can fetch the more price, and price realization will be there, and more profit to the farmers. And to, so for that, so producing the quality food, so it is only ultimate to feed the 9 billions of population. And third one is the fresh air. Can you able to provide the fresh air for the coming generations? It is a very difficult task, also very challenging task. And how we can able to correlate with the horticulture crops, and how the horticulture crops can able to purify, and how horticulture waste can be converted into the some kind of the material which can able to purify the air whatever we are breathing today. So now, so there are so much of agri waste, and we can able to see that the fourth one, and can we able to increase the energy, or can we able to generate the energy from the waste? Only we are thinking about the waste because we are speaking about the 40% of the loss. So by considering the 40% of the loss from the loss or from the waste, can we able to convert the energy or not? Okay, if we able to convert the energy, so it will be going to suffice for our growing population, and it will be the green energy, it will be sustainable energy. So we need to be very focused on the wastage minimization, and as well as the generation of the energy. So that's why some of the examples I have given, that by using the agri waste and horticulture waste, we can able to generate the energy by fabricating these photovoltaic cells, so which can absorb the more amount of the energy, and it can able to deposit, and that can energy can be get utilized in various purposes. As well as the biofuel, already you know that there is a mission from the central government also, and how we can able to produce the biofuel from the waste. And the supercapacitor also we can able to produce. Supercapacitors are very important for the agriculture commodity, from the agriculture commodity, because from the waste we can able to make the so the valuable commodities, like valuable products like a supercapacitor and eco fuel, and try bioelectricity, and generation of the energy also is one of the important component. Now, so some of the example, because I'm not going in the deep level of the means how best we can get to utilize the agri waste and as well as the horticulture waste in the business pattern. So now, so because the waste is due to less shelf life, because most of the horticulture commodities are fresh commodity and they continue to respire during the respiration process, we can able to say that their life will be, because as they respire, the lifespan will be going to decrease. And based on that, can we able to prevent the respiration process, and can we able to reduce the respiration process, or can we keep the commodity for a longer period? Can we store the commodity without any refrigeration? So can we keep the long period of the storage ability of the commodity, particular commodity? So based on that, there are several researches going on, but we can go for the raw material. So the raw material that is coming from the horticulture is very important. So the raw material from the waste of the horticulture commodity may act as a gas barrier. It may be eco-friendly polymer to coat the fruits and vegetables, and it may be the kind of the material that we are getting from the wastage of the horticulture crops, that may be the antimicrobial, that may be the antioxidant, and it will be the very green perspective. If you are seeing, it is having the versatile utility, as well as the, and even we can, the waste also we can convert into the so compostable material, like a, so like a manure, and so it will be going to reduce the carbon footprints. And as well as the some of the coatings, and whichever we are extracting from the bio waste, it will be going to act as a mechanically resistant, and is nothing but sometime we can use in case of the smart packaging. So that's why, because we can able to get these several kind of the polymers, like a polysaccharides from the wastage, or otherwise that we call as a biomass of the horticulture commodities. And we can extract the protein also, we can extract the lipids also. Now the plant protein, because we have worked earlier, so gene protein, it is coming from the corn gene protein. So it is a corns or maize and soya bean, as well as the gluten, and from agriculture commodities we are extracting. And even we are isolating some of the component that is related to the protein from the horticulture commodity, like a cibothon, and a lipid component from the avocado and olive. And so we are isolating some kind of the gums and resins and horticulture commodities also, because now recently we were using and moringa gum. So that is the moringa oleifera, that is the means and whenever the plant is having a damage, so it will be going to exudate some kind of the gums, and that gums can be get utilized. Even we have seen the gums from the exudation that is coming from the stem means wounds from the mango also. That is look like a very clear crystal, so that also we can get utilized. Because all these things I am telling that, so what is the business perspective in future when you are getting isolated means from the, because any kind of the component that you are isolating from the biomass or bio waste, and in the form of a polysaccharide, in the form of a protein, in the form of lipids. So that's why, because we know that polysaccharide, it may be the starch, it may be the cellulose, it may be the ketosane, it may be the pectin. Recently we have isolated from the dragon fruit, and the dragon fruit pectin is a very high quality, low methoxypectin, high methoxypectin, and this can get utilized in the coating process. So there is an advanced technology, that is the electro spraying method, and it will be going to spray uniformly. And so we can able to control the thickness of the coating also. So thereby we can able to extend the shelf life of the fruits and vegetables. So thereby we can reduce the post harvest losses. And so by this we can able to understand that so curcumin, most of the people know that, and it is coming from the turmeric. And so you can use as a antimicrobial agent as well as the antioxidant agent. So suppose antioxidant, whenever you are cutting apple and opening, and the fresh cuts of the apple, so whenever it is exposing to the oxygen, it turns to the brown color. So to prevent that brown color, what exactly we are doing, some of the edible coating we are giving, and then those edible nanofibers coating nano level, and it will be going to reduce the oxidative means reactions. And it will be going to means whenever it is making the antioxidant activity, and it never make the product into the brown color. And so now, because the food waste we need to stop. So there are several methods we were having, but the thing is, the what kind of the approach for the business point of view is amenable to the people. and how he can start with the zero investment. So for that purpose, we need to see which is the production is high, which commodities are having the more production. So from that production, how we can able to mitigate the wastage, and how we can go for the value added products. And we have conducted these several experiments to prepare the different kind of the value added products. So what kind of the waste we can able to get? So by seeing the entire picture, we can able to know that. And even all kind of the shells that we are getting from the nuts, and all kind of the peels from the fruits and vegetables, and all kind of the skins from the fruits and vegetables, and pulp and pomace and seed can be a waste. So this can be get utilized to generate the energy also, to means to fabricate the like some kind of the means like energy reserving material, and activated carbons, and these kind of the material also we have conducted the experiment. And it will be soon, it will be going to come. Even walnut shell also we have used to purify the water. So to converting into the activated carbons. So these activated carbons are very active to absorb the heavy metals from the water, and even some industrial effluents, because they are releasing some amount of the water, because which is composed of and some chemical dyes. And so when it is entering to the groundwater, and so it is contaminating. So that kind of the dye also we can able to eliminate by using the activated carbon. So the experiment is going on, and we are doing the beta analysis and absorption and disorption ability of the our activated carbon that we have prepared from the means walnut shells. And so as well as so many bioactive ingredients are there from the fruits and vegetables, so that also can be exploited for the high end value added products. So that's why I have given the some kind of the material, and how we can able to use those for the value addition. And these are the important thing, because I want to show that some of the salient features, and how best we can get to utilize the all kind of the waste into the different kind of the value added products. So this is the briquette. These are the briquette is in the sense the waste material can be converted into the briquettes, and it can be used as the directly firehoods, so for the as a energy source. And so we can reduce when you are converting the waste into the I mean say any kind of the energy sources. So landfills also can be minimized. And so many nutraceutical product also from the waste also we can able to prepare some of the compound that I have prepared. I will be going to show in the presentation. And even flavoring agents, now sensory and flavoring science is increasing, because most of the liquid beverages and as well as the so beverage industry, there is a huge demand, and where you can able to isolate the flavoring agents from the bio waste. And so that can be utilized in the most of the so like beverage industry also. And even we can make the packaging films for the smart packaging, and which can able to extend the shelf life of the fruits and vegetables. And some of the nanoparticles also we can prepare from the waste, and which can able to protect from the environmental contaminations, and as well as the so water contamination, air pollution, as well as the other kind of the bacterial pollution in the water. So that's why, because we have conducted the experiment in lot many areas. We are the College of Horticulture Mojalla, it's under the means SKLTSHU. And so we will be going to show, this is our institute where we are conducting the all kind of the activities in the post harvest technology lab, and only by using the so low cost technology. And we have started with the pomegranate aerials, because during the rainy season there is a huge loss in the pomegranate because of the bacterial blight. And this kind of the means the disease affected fruits cannot be going to fetch the good price to the farmers. So in that case, how effectively we can get to utilize these kind of the aerials, because you can see that this is it. These all aerials are coming from the disease affected material. And so we have even conducted the experiment that we are having the 11 acres of natural farming, because we have started in 2018. And we have developed within a year, we have developed the several plantation under the natural farming practices. And so we have created one kind of the technique also, Sashya Gavya technique. through Shashagavya techniques, and we are preparing. So whatever commodities are coming, it is having the. So this is the turkey brown. So we are drying and we are dehydrating these kind of the product, and by impregnating into the natural sugar syrup, and so, and as well as the different colors also we have imported in fig. So that is we call is a anjeer. And so after means the preparation of these kind of the anjeer, we vacuum sealed, and we are selling. And it's the mango bar, everybody knows that. And a preliminary research we have done, mango bar without any kind of the chemical ingredient or any kind of the like a chemical preservatives. Now we want to put up a new research programs, and how effectively we can go. So advancement is very important, and innovation is very important to create the any kind of the business, because you should be a monopoly whenever you are creating the product. So when you are in the means market, you should be very specific that, and your product should be unique. So for that, because we made a one milestone, and how effectively we can able to cope our business also, because it's a small level business action also we made. So that's why I created the several trademark, registered trademark under the different classes, and whatever product we make, and that should be in the market. And then we want to see the consumer acceptability as well as the consumer perception towards our product. And so thereby we prepare the nutraceutical products from the dragon fruit and millet powder also. And so the dragon fruit slices also, this is a millet powder incorporated with the dragon fruit, and it is a highly nutritious, and we made biscuits also out of this. And so these are the effervescence tablets we filed a patent, and which can able to remove the all kind of the pesticides, so including the fungicides as well as the weedicides, as other major means insecticides. So, and contact as well as the systemic pesticides. And so these effervescence tablets, 4 effervescence tablets are enough. So in 1 liter of water, and whichever vegetables you are bringing from the market, you don't know that what kind of the pesticide they have sprayed and how much amount of the residue it is having. So when you are bringing those vegetables, and just you dip in the 1 liter of a solution having the 4 tablets, and these are the effervescence tablets, automatically it will be going to dissolve in the water. And so within 3 minutes, and it will be going to remove, because we are having experimental data also. And evidence. And these are the nutraceutical, because the granules we made by using the multiple vegetables and multiple fruits. And so we are supplementing in the form of nutraceuticals. So, and nutrition is very important for the human being. So for that sake, we are coming with the nutraceutical and nutri-granules formulation. And these are the sebapton, and we isolated the bioactive compounds. And from this recently, we have prepared food for bees. So like honeybees. So because rainy season, high temperature, because they unable to get the forage, so we created the artificial pollen, and it is having a tremendous result we got. And out of that also, we created the several kind of the products, like so carrot granules, and incorporated with the sebapton, and as well as the dragon fruit incorporated with the sebapton. And these are in the form of like a horticogen we are selling. And each one sachet is 250 rupees. So it is having a good price, and the consumer acceptability also very good. And so we are having the several types of granules from the fruits and vegetable, even beetroot also, even we prepared from the palak also. We are having the multiple vegetables like a bottle gourd, as well as the palak, as well as the cluster bean. So after mixing those things, we prepared in the form of granules, and it can be supplemented to the children's also, and school going children's, and even lactating mothers, and which can able to supplement the all kind of the nutrients and per day requirement of the 2800 kilocalories. So for that, not only the food material we focused on, and cosmetics also. This cosmetics is the cost around 1500 rupees. So now the most of the people, because it can able to remove the melanin, so our blackheads, our black spots, on skin, and so it is a more valuable commodity for us. And so all these are made from the horticulture commodities, horticulture waste, and without any kind of the chemical preservative. So we are not going for the any kind of the chemical preservative. These are the moringa capsules incorporated by means so even Garcinia to increase the metabolism, and we are giving to the diabetic patients, and they recovered means very early, and by consuming these moringa capsules along with the inulin as well as the Garcinia powder. So it is a mixed in combination and in different proportion. And these are the cosmetics and car air fresheners. We are selling around 1,200 rupees for one. So whenever you are going for the long journey, and so you might be having the journey sickness, so we are implementing the aromatherapy according to the blood group, and we are formulating the essential oil. So this will be going to vaporize when you are starting the AC inside the car. And so we are having the 27 types of essential oil from the horticulture crops. And so we are having the body soaps, and which are having the wide range, and it is having the good effectiveness also. And shampoo, it is a normal, but thing is we increase the means the efficacy of the shampoo, and without any kind of the chemicals to increase the foaming ability. And so we are increasing the foaming ability by adding the natural ingredients only. We are not adding the any kind of the chemicals. So different kind of the designs we are having over here. And this is the activated charcoal, because whatever we are preparing, even we are preparing the from waste we are converting the waste into the biochar. So biochar also we are using for the different type of the purposes. And we are creating the activated charcoal also from the waste, and the activated charcoal can be incorporated into the soap also. So thereby we are increasing the value addition. We are increasing the means types of a product and kinds of the product, and thereby you can expand your business. And so these are the different stalls we create. And even in last time in Delhi also, and we are giving the training programs. And so some of the and we have some Instagram that I will be going to show that. Can you able to see that this is the, so this is the Instagram, and that we have prepared the pollen. I'm showing the bee pollen. So the acceptability also we have seen, and it is having a autofluorescence whatever we have prepared. And one more also I will be going to show. This is the bee pollen we have prepared, and in Hearty Hub, and that is our, so this is our pollen that we have created from the fruits and vegetables only, not other material. So this is a pollen size. It is having so micron in size, and which can be acceptable by the honeybees. So this is also one type of means like the particulated size you see, it is a very minute, and you does not need the sophisticated technology for the granulation. We use the conventional technology only. It is a like a normal, you need to have a sievers, and with that you can able to make. And there several technology we have developed. This is the Nannari. And so by using the Nannari also, we isolated some of the antimicrobial agent, and which can be get to exploited in the several kind of the value added products. And there are several kind of the products we have prepared. So these are the essential oil that we are using, that we have isolated from the different kind of the aromatic crops. So 27 essential oil we are having at present, and that can be exploited in the different type of value added products. So is it visible to everybody? Is it visible? Is it visible? Is there anybody? Yeah. So is there anybody to hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. Is it visible? Because whatever I'm sharing.
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
okay. So now I'm sharing. So
Yes, sir, it's visible now.
it's visible, right? Okay. So now, so we are having the Hearty Hug. This is the Instagram.
देख लिया मैंने.
Yeah. So it is visible. So we are having our own advertisement, and you can able to see that. Uh, so we have prepared the bubble gums from the black mulberry. So it is having a potential use. We can substitute the grape also. So it is the chiku from the sapota we have separated. So these are the chewing gum that we have prepared, and we sold like this, right? And we have several cosmetics like lip gloss. So we prepared the banana fig because during the COVID period, the banana fig. So in the name of horticogen, we sold these kind of the products because we dried the entire banana, and we sold at the price of means 380 rupees. And we are preparing from the waste to the agarbatti. Okay, these are the agarbattis, and so all kind of the commodities we are having. Even we prepared the laddu also from the moringa, and this is sold uh, in the form of several products because we are having like even so we have wines also from the dragon fruit. This is a wine prepared from the dragon fruit, and you can see that color retention is very difficult, and we standardize the color retention also, so you can able to see the color. So can everybody can able to see? So we have catalog wide varied products we are having over here. So these are our catalog. So these are the things, and we are having even attractive soap also. And these are the color, whatever you are seeing, these colors from the fruits and vegetables, it's a natural color. It is not imported by the any artificial means of things. And so we are having even wide range of the creams. So these creams are prepared from the avocado waste, because when you are going to the supermarket like a Reliance Smart, so you can able to find that the wilted material of the avocado, and it's a very useless for them, and they will throw it out, and that can be converted into the like a creams. And we have a different kind of the creams. And even one of our customers, he claimed that it is a reddening you lips, because it is a turning lips into red. So we don't know means, but we are getting that kind of the feedback. And we have prepared the gels from the dragon fruit. So this is the gels from the dragon fruit. And so we have a wide potential, because we cannot say that horticulture is the only fixed to the some commodity. So it is having a wide variations, and it is having a lot kind of the bioactive compounds, and it can able to give the so wide potential for the business also. Yeah. So if you are having any kind of the doubts related to the product making, and we are doing the continuous research program also, and we are working on the photovoltaic cells from the bio waste materials, and as well as the for the purifications of the water. And so nutraceutical products also we are preparing, but it is in its initial stages. And we have filed two patents at present for the honeybee products, as well as the, and we prepared the nectar also. So nectar also is having a good properties, and we found the 17 amino acids in our honeybee food, honeybee artificial pollen. It is the world first product, I feel, because so I have browsed the entire patent search, and we didn't get any kind of the similar material which is mimicking the natural pollen. Yeah, if anybody is having a doubts, and you can post the questions.
So, dear participants, our chat box is open or unable. So, those who are interested to ask any question, please.
This session is open for the discussion. So someone sent a message. Yeah,
On the,
there is a training available, because we are giving the training program, and you can go for training. So you can consult us. And so 9701064439, right? So I'm posting my mobile number. So the programs also, in short, we will be going to conduct. So you can mail me also. You can mail me. So it will be there. So sorry, it will be in small letter.
so, sir, on behalf of everyone here, I want to say a big thank you. Your contribution made this session extraordinary, meaningful, and memorable. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, dear participants, our next host. So, dear participants, our next guest is joining soon. So now we welcome esteemed guest Joanna. She has a Bachelor of Economics, Graduate Diploma of Management, Professional Postgraduate Diploma of Marketing, and a Master of Science, and has been certified practicing marketing in Australia and Associate of the Chartered Institute of the Marketing in the UK, and a Fellow of the Australian Marketing Institute. Joanna began her career as an agriculture economist in her home country, Australia, and later moved into a wide variety of marketing related areas in agribusiness strategy, communications, uptake of scientific research, and business development. She has worked in private industry, government, and non-profit organizations, including 5 GIAR centers, having lived in India, Sri Lanka, Italy, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Australia, and has over 30 years professional experience. Joanna was previously the Assistant Director General at the International Crop Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics and Founder Executive Director of the Smart Food Initiative, which was selected by the USAID and the Australian Development of Foreign Affairs and the Trade as one of the winning top 10 global food innovations. So it's an honor for us that you are, ma'am, here. So I welcome you, ma'am.
Thanks, Shika. Pleasure to be here. Okay, so I'll make a start, and great to see such a large number of people here today. And I do want to congratulate Just Agriculture for creating this annual learning event. I'm always pleased to be part of this most years, and bringing together such a wide range of people and experts. So I'm just going to make a few, well, finally, 10 points today about how you ensure smarter agriculture. But I'm going to spend most time on the first 2 points because these are what I think can have a really large impact. But just to start with, to give a little bit of background over the decades in agricultural development and how the focus has changed. Initially, when we looked at development and what was really focused on was food security, and it was about just having enough food to eat. And then really the awareness grew on how that became how we needed to also look at nutrition security. So it wasn't just about growing our food, but about how we made sure the food stayed nutritious and healthy. And then becoming more awareness then about the whole environment and moving towards environmental sustainability. And then there became more awareness of what was called sustainable diets, which is more than just nutritious diets, but it was about what you grow, how the food is your actual diet is impacting the environment. And then really most recently is the focus on climate change and the whole mitigation of climate change, how agriculture can impact that, and also the need for agriculture to be more adapted to climate change and more resilient. So over the years, there's been different focus on what's needed in agricultural development. And then also across all of that has been the big focus on farmer livelihood. So the farmers really struggle to make a living. They're often the ones most malnourished as well, often in many times, and yet they're the ones growing our food. And then over time, it became how we develop solutions that are also more inclusive of women, how we empower women to play a major and stronger role in agriculture and recognize that. Then became a focus even on how we engage the youth more in agriculture, because the youth were becoming less and less interested in agriculture. So how would we have a future? How would agriculture be sustainable? And then also just how we make sure as solutions are developed and as we move forward, that the more marginalized people are also growing and developing in being more viable with agriculture. So over time, as more and more has come as a focus, what it means is we've just added more complexity, because every one of these issues are really, really important. So it means that we can work much less in silos. Whatever is your technical expertise, we have to think how that impacts many more things as well. So it's much more complex if we really want to have the right solutions, because one area isn't more or less important than the other. And how we have more integrated solutions is really important. And you can look at this, you can put this in a model, you can look at it like a triple bottom line. Just like private industries have tried to have not just a financial bottom line, but a triple bottom line, where they look at their profit, the planet, and the people, how everything benefits. If you applied that to agricultural development, then the profit, which is at the core, is really about the smallholder farmer profit or the farmer's livelihoods. So the core there is how you make farming more viable, more profitable for the farmer. But then if you've got that triple bottom line, there's also then the planet. So how you look after the natural resources, the water, the soil, the biodiversity, as well as also ensuring you're adapting or mitigating to climate change. So that's the whole planet side, the natural resources, and you have to factor in climate change now. Then if you look at the people side, there's two aspects there as well. There's ensuring the food is nutritious and healthy, while also ensuring that your whole solutions are inclusive of all the people, inclusive of the women, inclusive of the youth, and inclusive of the more marginalized people. So that's how you would convert a triple bottom line when you apply it to agricultural development. And really, when we are bringing solutions, we should be having a triple bottom line for solutions. That even if you have expertise in one area, you shouldn't be designing solutions not understanding the impact across that whole triple bottom line. It's really important, and there's always going to be trade-offs too. If you improve something, you may make something else worse, but you have to understand what are those trade-offs, what are those other impacts of any solutions. So just saying that I've increased yield but negatively impacted the soil, or I've increased productivity, but you're producing a food that's low in nutrients, is not long-term really going to be the best solution. So really we can't work in discipline silos, and we've got to be much more conscious of this triple bottom line. So whether you're focused on food security or nutrition, or you have a gender area that you're working on, really look at how this impacts across the farmers, the planet, and the people. So my first point was really about making sure you have a triple bottom line to any of your work and solutions. The second point is much more about, we talk a lot about we need transformative change in agriculture. But whatever innovations we bring to the table, we really want to make sure also that they have big impact. And really, the one way we can have big impact and quicker impact is if we work with staples, because the staples are a large part of the agriculture, and it's a large part of our diet. If we can have smarter staples, then we can actually have a bigger impact. But a challenge we have with the staples is, of course, we have just three major staples globally, which is the wheat, maize, and rice. And in India, it's mainly just rice and wheat. And we know that we need more diversity on farm. We need more diversity if we're going to look after the soil. We need more diversity if we're going to have more resilience to climate change. And we know we need more diversity in the diet if we want a healthier, more nutritious diet. All the work that's being done now on gut health and how we're not having a diverse enough diet. And when a staple is 60% of the plate, we're really reducing the ability for diversity. And we really need to, if we can diversify the staples, then we can have a much bigger impact and faster. So when we talk about having smarter staples, it's about making the current staples smarter, and it's about diversifying the staples with smarter food. And if you look at the current staples, so if we look at, say, rice, so rice is half the global population relies on rice as their food. It's the livelihoods of 1 billion people. It's a staple for 2 billion people. And amongst those are some of the poorest as well. And it's eaten by 3.5 billion people globally. So rice is just huge. So if we can have a positive impact through rice, we can have a big impact. So, for example, rice does have, after livestock, rice is the next biggest greenhouse gas emitter for agriculture. And it has a negative impact on biodiversity. It has a very, very high water usage. And because we refine and polish rice, then we strip out the fiber, we take out a lot of the nutrients, so it becomes having a negative impact on diabetes and malnutrition as well. But there are really big, good scientific-based solutions to change that. There's new ways to grow rice, like through dry DSR, which will significantly decrease the greenhouse gas emissions. There's new varieties of rice now that are low GI rice, that are high zinc rice, and high protein rice as well. So we can diversify that staple with a smarter rice. We can make a really, really big impact. But we mustn't do that without also diversifying the staples. Absolutely critical. And I think most of you would know that we've just had the International Year of Millet. And we've had a really big push to bring millets back as a staple. We know they're highly nutritious and healthy. Most of the millets are very high in iron and zinc, which are two of the three biggest micronutrient deficiencies. We know they're low in glycemic index. And the ragi, which has got extremely high calcium. So very, very healthy. They also are more gentle on the environment. They survive with less water. They typically are grown with fewer fertilizers and pesticides. And they survive in hotter climates, and the more degraded soils, they're sometimes the only crop that will survive. So they're certainly a smart food, and if we could bring them back as a staple, we can have a much bigger positive effect on the environment and on the health of people. But the challenge with millets is we have what's called, well, one of the challenges, we have what's called a food system divide. So because for decades we've been putting the vast majority of investments into the big three, wheat, maize, and rice, then whether it be the government support, whether it be private industry investment, even the development aid, the vast majority has been in the big three. So they've developed much stronger and better value chains. And so then they do better. And so then they attract more investment. They get even stronger value chains and therefore attract more investment. And so it goes on. So it becomes very difficult for a new crop to come in as a major staple because their value chains aren't as developed. The research hasn't been as strong. And so that's the challenge. One of the challenges millets has is to break through that food system divide, to be able to come to scale and to be able to be as viable and as big. But that's where we have to keep working on that to achieve it. And lots have been done thanks to the International Year of Millet, but we've still got further to go. So they were the first 2 points. And I think I'll just show a few slides now. I'll just see if I can share my screen. Right, I'll just ask Can you see my screen if someone can let me know?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Great, thank you. So I'll just show a little bit of data just to strengthen some of the points that I've been making. So if you see that wheat, maize, and rice account for 94% of all cereal consumption, which is absolutely huge globally. Rice, wheat, and maize also deliver 60% of food energy globally, which is also really, really large. I mean, it just shows how we just don't have enough diversity in our food system. And 45% of private sector agricultural research and investment is spent on just one crop, and that's maize. I mean, that's huge globally, 45%. And it just shows how so many crops really don't have the investment that they need as well. This shows that over the change in relative contribution of crops to our diet and by calorie intake, and how you see on the left side how sorghum, cassava, and millet have had the biggest decreases of their contribution to our diets, and the biggest increases have been oils, wheat, and rice. So really stark difference of how diets have changed. And if you look here for India, how production of some of the staples have grown from 1960 to into the 2020s, how rice has tripled, the red line at the top, has tripled in production, how wheat has actually increased 8 times, and then you see how maize has started to actually increase there as well, although that's often for the feed and fodder. And then millets and sorghum really haven't significantly changed. So you can just see by production, which is reasonably reflective of consumption as well, the gap that's really growing there. So you really see the stark difference there. So just a few key points, the 10 points that I wanted to make. So the first point, so it's not showing up, so just give me a moment here. So I'm just going to have to redo this for a moment. All right. Okay, it's working again now. Okay, so if you the first point was what we talked about earlier, that really, if we want smarter agriculture, we really have to take this smarter foods triple bottom line for all solutions. And the second point we talked about, which was about really we need to diversify staples if we want to have big impact. So some other key points now is, and these are points, I mean, there are lots of things to get smarter agriculture, but I've really tried to select the points that aren't talked about as often, and then I think we need to put a lot more focus on them, is that we rarely select varieties by nutrient or nutrition level. We select varieties by yield, which we need to, or by resilience, etc. But very rarely they're even tested for their nutrition level. And this is something we need to change. And even when we have breeding programs, we need to breed also for the nutrition level. And this is called biofortified crops. We fortify our food by adding synthetic additives and synthetic vitamins and minerals to the food, whereas we can actually more naturally do it through biofortification, through breeding understanding the nutrition levels as well. I mean, we can't forego features like yield, but we have to integrate nutrient levels into that. And what we found with millets is that actually the nutrient levels can vary significantly just by variety. So you can triple or quadruple the level of iron in a millet just by which variety you select. And we're not sophisticated enough yet to be able to select or grow the particular variety by the nutrient level, because it's rarely even tested. We rarely even know the nutrient level. So this is just an area where I think agriculture will eventually be more sophisticated, but it really needs a lot more effort. Another one is looking at whole grain. Of course, rice, for example, starts off extremely healthy and nutritious, but we go and refine it and polish it and strip out a lot of the goodness. Same with wheat. If it's once we start to refine the wheat, we lose the lovely high contents of iron and zinc and other goodness. But this becomes a behavior change. People now are used to eating, for example, white refined rice. So how do we go back and have that behavior change? Now, a lot of people will say they only like white rice, but how much is that because they really don't like the taste of whole grain rice, or it's just what you're used to? And so if we can influence that at a younger age and with children, how that can really change. And in Europe is a good example with whole grain wheat. I mean, bread used to be white, and now it's become extremely popular and trendy to have whole grain breads. So there are many examples in many different locations. And if I just give a bit of data on whole grain, so if we see here, one study in the USA said per serving of whole grain, we can have a 4% reduction in cardiovascular disease, and it would save medical costs of 21 million US dollars per year. Just by people adding each one serving of whole grain. In Australia, there was a study that showed that if 5% of people take whole grain at the recommended level, it would be a saving in healthcare and lost productivity of 34 million Australian dollars per year. A study in Finland showed that 3 servings of whole grain per week would lead to a 15% reduction of total cancer. So huge, significant difference just by eating whole grain. Also, by having whole grain, you have less food waste, and you have which will therefore result in a lower carbon and water footprint. So, for example, 1 bushel of wheat produces 60 loaves of whole grain bread, but only 42 loaves of refined bread. So there's a big food loss there, which means also a water and carbon footprint is higher. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an insight into whole grain. There isn't a big enough push towards whole grain yet, and I think that's something of the future that is really needed. Okay, so another point here is that we don't look at enough is the whole processing and cooking methods and how that impacts the nutrition and health. We often just talk about food very generally, or particular foods generally, and we don't look at how processing them and different cooking methods can actually improve the nutrition and health levels, or can actually make it worse. And of course, if you go to the extreme there, of course, it's the ultra-processed food, which now thankfully is getting more attention of how bad ultra-processed food is. But it's playing a bigger and bigger role in our diets. If you go into a standard supermarket, except for the fruit and vegetable side, and then there's the nice whole grains and the pulses and legumes, then almost all the rest of the food is ultra processed. It's got often high sugar, high fat, high salt, and a lot of artificial additives. So a big issue these days across the world. Another area that we've got to look at is food combinations. I think this is something still will come bigger in the future. It's not just about individual foods, whether they're good or not good for you. It's about how you combine the foods, which will make a big impact. It's the diversity of your diet, but it's the way you combine different foods that one food can help you absorb more of the nutrients of another food, or one food complements the nutrients better. But this is a whole field that's still got to really grow and will be big in the longer term future. Another area is how we ensure that there's more of a level playing field and the incentives for smarter foods. The way we subsidize certain parts of our whole food system really impacts on what food is grown and what food is eaten. And we really need to bring in the incentives to not only have a level playing field, but to actually have the right incentives to change our food system. Point number 8 there is about marketing to consumers. So how do we, when researchers work on the food system, they tend to forget about how important marketing is. You can do everything right, but if you don't market that healthier or more environmentally sustainable food to the consumers, you're not going to really reach what you're trying to do. I mean, big companies understand marketing, but researchers, often in governments, often in areas where people are working towards a better food system, they forget it's also about marketing, and it's about consumers, and it's about what they want, and how do we get, for example, millets to the stage like rice, where people say, I just want to eat it. It doesn't feel like a meal if I haven't had that millet. How do you convert that? Now, it's about the product, but it's also about the marketing. However, it's still all about the need to increase yields as well. You know, right when we started many decades ago, like I said, it was just about having enough food to eat. And that was very much about increasing yields. At the end of the day, that's still the basis for the farmer to grow something and what returns they'll receive. So we can't lose sight of that. And when we want to diversify the staples, we still have to ensure that we can get the maximum yields. So I'll just stop there. So that was only half an hour, but I'm happy to answer any questions. Sure, if anyone's got any questions, or if they want to put them in the chat, I assume as well.
So participants who have any query, please ask the questions.
maybe I can put in a question people can just answer in the chat.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe I could just ask people who eats millets at least once a week. Put in a yes or no. Yes, you eat millets once a week at least, or no. Yes, all good. We've got 2 yeses. Anyone else? Yes, more than once. Great. Okay, so we've got 3. It's a yes, a no. Okay. All right. So we did a survey once. We've done the largest survey ever with consumers on millets. We did 15,500 face-to-face interviews across 7 cities in India. So I won't tell you the answer yet, but if you write in the box there, for those who do eat millets or have eaten millets, what's the main reason why you eat millets? So people want to just write in there why they eat millets. Proteins, right? Someone eats them for protein. Let's see what others say. Rich in fibers and protein. For fiber intake and essential nutrients. Rich source of iron. Roughage. Good knowledge on the millets here. Nutrition value is higher. Okay, so it's interesting so far, all the answers are related to nutrition and health. Now, when we did the survey, the number one reason why people ate millets was because they have a health problem. So a lot of people ate them because they saw a health benefit, which is similar to what people are saying here. They eat them for that health and nutrition as a major reason. What we want to also see, I mean, that's a big advantage of millets. What we want to also see is when people one day say, I really eat them because I really, really like them and they're absolutely delicious and I eat them because they're tasty. Yep, good. Someone just wrote, yep. Sanjeev just wrote, it's delicious. Did you know that it was the International Year of Millet last year? Can you quickly just say yes or no? Yes, you knew it was the International Year of Millet? Or no? Okay, a lot of yes. Okay. I mean, the Indian government was absolutely the most active in the whole world, even though they had pushed to get the International Year of Millet. The way the Prime Minister Modi got behind it, never been seen like that before for an international year. And the activities continue this year as well. And it's because they really see the huge value, the nutrition and health value, environmentally. I mean, it really is a crop of the future with climate change. The damage of climate change is irreversible now. What's going to happen? I mean, things can be improved, but there's already irreversible damage. So crops like millets are going to be absolutely critical. And really important. I mean, if people here online are researchers, they're involved in product development, they're involved in marketing. This is an area that really is an area for the future but needs more research and more time and more efforts going into it. Maybe we'll have another question. Can I ask if people write in which of the millets that they eat or they know about? If people want to write, if they are aware of what type of millet they're eating or have eaten. Let's see which seem to be the most popular. Green gram, okay, that's a pulse or a legume, not a millet. Ragi, right, which is the finger millet, and sorghum. bajra, which is the finger millet, kodo, finger millet. Oh, they've grown it. Great. Ragi, which is the finger millet, pearl millet. Okay, that's a good range of millets. That's excellent. Okay, for people who, for anyone online who don't eat millet regularly, can I have you answer why you don't eat millet or don't eat it regularly? Can we try to get some of the other side, some answers from others? I mean, I'd like to say everyone loves it and everyone's eating it, but it's not everyone eats all the same foods, right? Scars in my region. I'm not sure what that means. Any other reasons people don't eat millets? Or maybe you could say why you don't eat more millet. Mostly people don't eat due to taste and high fibrous. Higher price. Yeah, it's a higher price than rice. And it will remain that way until we can get the scale. That's about that food system divide I mentioned. It was very hard to break in to get the scale to then also have the price as well. But it's also yield, it's a number of factors. Okay, not available in their region. Gosh, I thought every region in India had millets. Don't have the knowledge about cooking it in a simple way, ancient ways, yeah. So there's a lot of reasons there. Okay. It's not eaten regularly because of intervention, overabundance of wheat and rice. Also, they're not found commonly used in modern food choices. More dependence on cereals. Yeah. That modern food choices is interesting because we need to bring millets in popular, easy to use, convenient products. A lot of SMEs and small startup companies moved into millets. And really, there's a wide range of products actually now available, but it's often not, people don't realize how much they're actually there. But if you go into, say, Big Basket or Amazon, the range of millet products is absolutely massive, from millet pancake mix to the dosa mix to the snack bars to millet milk, all sorts. But they are all a bit more expensive. All the millet noodles are there. They're really good. Right. As they're highly adapted to cereals. That's interesting, the last point. Okay, so any final questions from anyone?
So, on behalf of everyone here, I want to say a big thank you. Your contribution made this session extraordinarily meaningful and memorable. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks, Shika. Sorry, we finished a bit early. I hope that doesn't
Okay, ma'am.
mess up your program, or you get a short break.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So, dear participants, our next guest is joining soon. So now we welcome his team guest, Mr. Frank Arlia, is the CEO of Harvest Harmonics. He has begun by funding the remaining research to complete the chemist plant booster technology to revolutionize the agriculture industry worldwide. When he was first introduced to this technology, he knew it would help the agriculture industry improve the environment while growing healthier, one nutrition food for people around the world. His vision has been to make this technology available to everyone, farmers, homeowners, cities, and governments alike, having achieved much progress with international foreign officials. Mr. Alia has presented to the United Nations on numerous occasions, discuss this gaming changing technology not only in the global agriculture industry but in cities and communities across the world. So now it's an honor for us, sir. You are here, and I welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to present at your event for Just Agriculture, and I look forward to working together in the future. Do I have access to set up my presentation at this point?
Yes, sir. Please, you can share the slides.
Excellent. Hold on. Let me bring that up. Excellent. And here we go. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Fantastic. Excellent. So, welcome to the future of sustainable agriculture. My name is Francesco Arlia Jr. I'm the CEO and founder of Harvest Harmonics. To be very clear, I am not the inventor of the technology. The inventor of the Kiminasi plant's crop booster technology is Mr. Fulvio Balmelli, a Swiss-born, self-financed inventor, and a biophysicist by training. And he is the one who developed the technology, and through our meeting 10 years ago, asked me if I would bring this technology to the world because it was needed. At the time, it was still in R&D, and then I financed the remaining of the R&D to bring it to completion. And here we are today. I will tell you a little bit about the history. We launched just before COVID. So when we launched, we wind up being stopped with our scientific trials for a year and a half until universities got back into action. And once we did, I wanted to make sure that we never had a problem again. So I launched a program to get 1,000 scientific trials, independent trials, all over the world. And this presentation is to show everyone present here that this is the future of farming. This is the technology that will be changing every country's agricultural supply chain for the future. And I will move forward and just show it to you. Harvest Harmonics' mission, our mission is to create together with the agricultural industry a civilization with productive and economic growth that reduces poverty, hunger, and climate change, and reverts the ecological damage to our water and land. We've pledged our commitment to do our best to advance the health and well-being of all mankind and bring about a future where sustainable environments are a fact of life and healthy food and water are available to us all. This has been our mission since the inventor presented it to me 10 years ago, and we have continued to bring it forward. So let me Let me just give you some statistics where we're at today as an organization. We have 609 cumulative installations, over 17,000 acres in production. Active countries are 52 using our technology or trialing it. We have currently 219, actually as of this week, 220 trials starting up, 30 trials in progress, and 28 completed scientific trials. Our goal is 1,000 scientific trials and to become the most vetted agricultural technology in the world. Our income year to date, from start to date, has been just over 1.5 million. Our average yield increase per farm has been 47%, and we have had 0 refunds or product returns. These are 3 letters of invitation to different governments: the government of Gambia, the government of Guinea, and the government of Nigeria. I had visited the government of Gambia and met with the cabinet of Agricultural Budgetary Committee. I met with the vice president. I met with the minister of agriculture. I met with the minister of lands and waters. I did 10 presentations over a 4-day period, and we are now in the trialing phase with the country of Gambia. The country of Nigeria and Guinea are on the list to be visited. So, with over 10 years of international agricultural research, we discovered the 20 most common challenges faced by farmers. They were rising input costs, reduced yields, climate change, drought conditions, governmental regulations of water, governmental regulation of nitrogen, farmer profitability, post-harvest losses, deteriorating soil health, availability of fertilizer and other inputs, insect and other pests, fungal and disease pressure, seed quality, lack of training and know-how, improper storage of crops, labor cost increase, water quality decrease, lack of equipment and infrastructure, demand for organic and sustainable food, and food security. That's mainly a problem of the countries. So what we did is, from the detailed analysis of these problems, we isolated the 2 most important root causes, which, if solved, would revert most, if not all, of the challenges. The 2 main causes were water pollution and soil destruction. Now, understand, I look at things from an analytical viewpoint. I'm a forensic accountant. My background is accounting. All those certificates that you see behind me have nothing to do with agriculture. I'm an analyst. I'm an investigator. I'm like a detective. So I dig and I dig and I investigate until I get to the main reason that something is not working, or something, or where the finances disappeared to. So my approach to this was no different. I did a deep dive and investigated, again, the most common problems, and then drilled it down, and found the 2 most important datums that we solve these problems, we solve 95% of the problems of agriculture. And again, it's water pollution and soil destruction. So let's talk a little bit about water pollution. 70% of daily water that is used every day, 70% of all the world's water that's being used every day is being used by agriculture. So imagine everyone using water all over the world only accommodates and accounts for 30% of the world's usage. The entire remaining 70% is used by agriculture. So, and you can verify any of the data that I give you today can be verified. Okay, you can do all the research yourself and verify all this information. And I will say this a few times throughout my presentation, that anyone that wants the presentation, all you have to do is send an email to service@harvestharmonics.com. That's service@harvestharmonics.com, and I will send you the entire presentation, because this presentation is about 140 pages, and I will not be going through all 140 pages. I'm going to go through the most important information and then leave at least 20 minutes to answer questions. So, again, think this through. 70% of the world's water is being used by agriculture. 95% of the world's agriculture is conventional, which means it's using toxic chemicals. If you do the math, it's simple math. That means 66% of the worldwide water is poisoned every single day. And our planet does a very good job of cleaning that water, but it's losing the battle. How do we know it's losing the battle? Because we have a major problem with water around the world, and the water bottle industry has statistically been the #1 drink industry for the last 20 years, because water sales all over the world keep going up and up and up and up and up, because nobody wants to drink water from a tap anymore. Nobody wants to drink water from a hose. The water is not trusted. So we have to purify it and clean it and bottle it. And so that has to change. We need to go back to 50 years ago when we could drink water almost from anywhere. So that's the #1, one of the two major problems. The next problem is we are destroying our soil microbes. Okay, so microbes are everywhere. They're in the ground, they're in the plants, they're in our gut, they're in our stomachs. Microbes are the life energy that provide life to everything. Without microbes, this planet would be a desert and everybody would die. So we are killing our microbes at a rate, okay, of 50%. You know, agricultural toxic chemicals reduce microbial biomass by up to 50% on a daily basis. The microbes are multiplying, but we're killing them. Okay, and we're doing this by putting these toxic chemicals in our water, and to irrigate, to the fertilizers. I mean, it's a formula for self-destruction. And obviously, the United Nations, the FAO, the WHO, they know this, which is the reason why there's such a push now for sustainability. Everyone's pushing for sustainability because we need to fix this. And our company came up with the technology to fix this and fix it fast. And it's being tested all over the world. We are a commercial company at this point. We are selling internationally, but the sales are picking up on a gradient because everyone wants to test it and vet it out first, which is what they should do. But you will find out a lot more about, you know, how far we've come from this presentation. So what's the solution? The solution is the Kiminasi Plants Crop Booster. So I'm going to read this to you so you get a good understanding. And I would like everyone to write down your questions, because at the end, I want to answer all your questions. But I think most of your questions will come from what I'm about to read. The Kiminasi Plants Crop Booster, KPCB, is a revolutionary new technology that improves the health of plants, humans, and the environment. The KPCB technology can be installed on any irrigation system in the world. Our system consists of micro discs programmed with the specific biophysical signals that a plant and its environment need for optimal operation and maximum biological potential. We are basically giving a signaling system with over 3,000 frequencies to the plants through water and getting the plants to reach their genetic optimum. We are not converting them. We're not forcing them. We're not changing them. They are changing themselves. We are giving them the information that we obtained from them back to them in a boosted manner so they can get to a genetic optimum. We do not know what the genetic optimum of a plant is. Nobody knows how much corn a corn stalk can produce. We will find out over the next few years. Okay? And it's the same with all plants. And we're doing this naturally, completely natural. There's no chemicals involved. There's no input involved. It's a signaling system. Therefore, we're not even, there's no regulation for us. Our technology is so new. And the reason that we also put out to get 1,000 scientific trials internationally mainly is because we want someone to find something wrong with the technology. So far, nobody has been able to find anything wrong with the technology, and it only produces positive results. So there is no regulation stopping us from entering any country and helping every country. Next, these biophysical signals reach the plant via water through the irrigation system. The KPCB can be installed on any irrigation system anywhere in the world for any size farming operation. There is no farm that's small enough or big enough that we cannot service. We can service every farm in the world. The KPCB will bring the plants and their environment to their optimum genetic potential naturally, while producing healthier yields for the public and better economics for the farmer. Everyone wins. We have already seen this with animals. The animals that have been eating the fodder and the feed grown with our technology have become healthier, stronger, better skin, producing more milk. Okay? So ultimately, we want this for every human on the planet. So I'm, again, honored to be presenting to your scientists and your group here in India and internationally. These are the product specs, just the details, everything about the product. Now, let's talk about the 44 documented benefits through application. We have documented 44 benefits of our technology, and we still have not found anything wrong with it. So to all the scientists out there, especially in India, be aware that we are working with several scientists in India right now. The one that is the most advanced working with us is Lovely University. They have done some extensive trials with us, and we're starting up trials now with Centurion University. And we also have several trials going on with other universities. I can't remember all the names off the top of my head. Again, we're in the beginning stages with 220 trials as of this week, and we have 30 in progress. Let's go over the benefits. Regarding growth and development, what we're seeing is increased germination rate, percentage, faster growth, denser, wider plant or tree canopy. This is adding to carbon retention. So any farmers that are into carbon credits, this technology is perfect for increasing your carbon credit formula. Increased root growth and depth, again, more for carbon sequestering and carbon credits, but obviously more roots means more nutrients, means more health, means more growth, means more fruit, means more yield. Let's talk about plant strength. we're seeing maximum photosynthesis, increased biomass, increased stem diameter, increased leaves and branches, increased chlorophyll, reduced flower drop. Obviously, reduced flower drop means the plant is stronger, which means you're going to get more fruit. Reduced fruit drop, again, the plant or the tree is stronger, so you're going to hold on to more fruit. Let's talk about defense and resilience. Better fungal resistance, better disease resistance, better pest resistance, less bugs. The reason you're seeing less bugs, and this can be verified by any of the entomologists that are here, listening. We have been informed from entomologists that if the Brix rating of a plant is below 5, there's a tremendous amount of bug infestation. If it's between 5 and 7, 8, okay, it's reduced. But when you start getting the Brix rating of the plant and the fruit from 8 to 12 and above, the sugar is so high, the bugs go someplace else. Bugs, from what I understand, and the way it was explained to me, they do not attack the healthy plants, and they stay away from the plants with high sugar. So we have been raising the Brix level of the plant through the increased photosynthesis and the other programming that we give to the plant. Again, it's all natural, but there is less bugs, and we understand why. Better resilience to heat stress. Again, this is because the plant now can retain more water. It's part of the programming. Better resilience to cold stress. This is also because the plant is thicker and stronger, has thicker walls. Better resistance to drought, more drought resistant. Reduction in salt toxicity. This is a phenomenon where the plant can deal with more salty water, saline water, but also the plant is filtering that water. And so the water, in turn, becomes less salt toxic. So it's a phenomenon that we're seeing, but we want to do more testing. We want to see more testing in this area. But it was presented to us by scientists that have seen this themselves. Reduced transpiration, water retention. I already spoke about that. Okay, so that's on the plant health. Let's talk about the profitability and financial benefits to a farmer. So we have an increased amount of fruit quality, right? Increased shelf life. The shelf life can be anywhere from 3 days to extra, 12 to 15 days that we've seen. Better fruit, that helps the farmer sell his product. It helps the farmer build better relationships with the supply chain, the distributors, because they want fruit that's going to last for their customers. Better fruit, especially if you're shipping and you're exporting, because a lot of the importers, they pay based on the quality of the fruit when it arrives. So it has to survive that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10-day transportation, depending where it's coming from. Better fruit and vegetable quality, better fruit sizing, more symmetrical, more consistent. We first noticed this with grape growers when they told us that the fruit was so consistent that they saved 50% in labor costs because they only had to harvest 2 times as opposed to harvesting 4 times. So they were able to pick all the fruit in 2 harvests on the grapes. And everything, also there's something called short berries. The short berries are the little tiny berries that never really formulated. With our fruit, there's hardly any short berries. And the labor involved in picking out the short berries, because it makes the bunch look ugly so that it's more sellable, that's labor intensive. So they saved a lot of money in labor because the fruit was more consistent. They spent less time with short berries. Higher Brix, we talked about that. Increased nutrient density. This is where my focus is. How do we increase the fruit density, nutrient density, so we can make humans and animals healthy again. I hate to say this, but the health condition of the planet is in bad shape. The cancer rates in all over the world are really bad. The high blood pressure rates, the heart attacks, the overall health, obesity, it's in really bad shape in most countries, and it's in really extra bad shape in India, because India is the only country that I know that has a cancer train, and that's so sad. It's not something that it's something that I want to get rid of in my lifetime. I want to make sure that India no longer needs a cancer train. We need to turn this around. India is so advanced in so many areas. It's the country number 4 country to make it to the moon. Like, India is super smart. India is super intelligent. You're so advanced, but yet the agriculture and your country is 80% agriculture. But the amount of chemicals that you use in your agricultural production super exceeds almost any other country in the world. And it's the reason why the health rates are sinking. And we need to turn this around, and we need to turn this around immediately. And this will do it. This technology will absolutely do that. By increasing the nutrient density and eliminating the need for these chemicals to grow, now people can revert very quickly. They can get healthy very quickly. Okay? So, increased relative feed value. Again, that's for the animals. Documented to make animals healthier. We've already documented this in several trials, and we have several trials going on in South America where the scientists want to keep documenting it and get to the details of how healthy the animals are getting now. Let's talk about the reduction of inputs. This is where I get excited. Reduced water usage. So if we're reducing water, that means we're poisoning less water, because we're going to be using less fertilizers, less pesticides, less herbicides, and you're going to see reduced weeds. Okay, we're already seeing this in our trials, that our technology is reducing the weed population. Okay, let's move on to the financial benefits. We're seeing the increased number of flowers and fruits per plant. That turns out to be more yield. Increased yields, increased profits. We have a program called the POPS program. It's the Profitability Optimization Protocol for Sustainability program. Me and my staff designed this system. It was my way of applying forensic accounting to forensic investigation to devise and develop a system that every farmer can use, every scientist can use, to vet out not just our technology to see if our technology works, but any technology, any fertilizer, any chemical, any biostimulant. If you want to see if it really works, you use our POPS program. It's the Profitability Optimization Protocol for Sustainability. We designed a system where nobody could ever trick you again. Nobody could sell you something that they say it works by their trials, okay? And then you try it and it doesn't work. And you spent all this money and you got hoodwinked. Hoodwinked means you got fooled. It can never happen again. You use our protocol system, our POPS program, and you can test any technology in a small area and verify that it works before you invest any money. And you should do the same thing with us. The reason we developed the system is so you can test our technology for yourselves and see that it works, and see for yourself that you can increase your profit. So again, it can be applied to anything. Now, we're also seeing greater seed production, more grains per gram, and we're seeing increased crop weight, increased by the increased fruit density. Let's talk about sustainability, environmental improvements. improved carbon sequestration, improved nitrogen utilization, improved nitrogen sequestration. These are things that we want scientists to get into measuring. Okay, we're seeing it, and we have, observatory, by observation, we're seeing this, and by measuring by other measurements, we're able to determine that this is what's happening. But we want to get this technical scientists to dig deep and really do trials to verify 100% that how much of it's happening. We know it's happening, but by how much? Are we increasing nitrogen sequestration by 20%, 30%? Is it safe enough that we don't need fertilizer anymore? Like, that's what we want to know. Okay. Soil health, reduced inputs. Reduced inputs means reduced chemicals in the soil, means the microbial life will multiply. Reduction in excess salinity. I explained that. Electrical conductivity in the soil. I explained that earlier. Reduced soil compaction in heavy soils. We've seen that in soils that are compact, we're able to make the soil more arid and get the root growth system to expand. Breaking up that soil and making it more, and making the minerals in it and the microbes in it more available. Increased cation exchange capacity. This is a standard measurement done by most farmers, and it should be continued to be done, because it'll show you season by season, using our technology, that the quality of your soil is getting better. So we're regenerating this, we're regeneratively fixing the soil, and we're making the soil improve, which always equals more yields and more profitability. Increased microbial activity in the soil. This actually, we knew it was happening. We had, again, other measurements that we were using, but finally we had a measurement done with a scientist in Australia, and they used satellite imaging and satellite data to verify that we actually increased the microbial activity in the soil. And then they physically went and measured it, and they verified it. And now they're looking to get grant funding, because they want to do deep scientific trials with us throughout all of Australia after seeing what we did. So Australia is on the rise to be probably one of the most advanced countries in the world with our technology. Improved water retention in the soil, that we've done by measurement. Anyone that has a humidity measure, a humidity meter, humidity probes that you keep in the soil, you measure them even with your cell phone. It sends you messages. It'll tell you when the humidity is getting tight and you need to give it more water. So anyone that has that has verified that we improve water retention in the soil and improved soil structure. Again, we've proven that through measurements. Better quality for a better supply chain. By improving produce quality, consistency, and shelf life while reducing insect and fungal damage, Harvest Harmonics is helping retail chains that import food reduce shrinkage, sell more, and deliver a better customer experience. So the supply chain industry right now for agriculture needs and wants that, and we're doing it. By helping growers reduce their input costs and yields and increase yields, we ensure a consistent supply and economically sustainable supply chain. Also, by promoting the Sustainable Development Goals as set forth by the United Nations, we ensure that the environment and welfare of indigenous and all peoples are protected for generations to come. We have figured out that our technology supports all 17 SDGs, all 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. And so the crop booster lets farmers grow sustainably while making a profit. When a farmer prepares the land, I'm going to explain to you how this technology works on its very basic form. When a farmer prepares the land for planting, carbon and nitrogen get released into the atmosphere as greenhouse gases. That is not helping us. That also is killing the microbes. Okay? So this is all being released into the air, carbon and nitrogen. And the microbe population is suffering because the carbon and nitrogen need to be in the soil. As you plant your seeds, you're planting your seeds in soils that are very challenged, okay? Then using the crop booster, the microorganisms in the soil can pull CO2, carbon, and nitrogen out of the air and into the soil again. So it's not our technology that's doing that. Our technology is boosting the plant. The plant creates more sugar. It then exchanges that sugar with, it exchanges that sugar, okay, with the microbes in the soil, okay? So look at what's happening. Look at this picture. The plant starts to form. It now is increasing its production because of our technology. So it's going to be forming faster, okay? Remember, more germination and faster. It then produces more sugar. It's exchanging that sugar with the microbes in the soil. The microbes are bringing nutrients and food to the plant. The plant is exchanging sugar with the microbes. The microbes now expand. Remember, the microbes now have better quality sugar with our technology in it, okay? And the microbes get that energy. They go out and they now do their jobs of pulling nitrogen and carbon out of the air and into the soil. And then they fix that in a process that is a technical term, but that process is basically where they convert, the carbon, the nitrogen into natural fertilizer. And that's why we need to safeguard and give more energy to the microbes and not kill them off. So as we do this, the microbe population will continue to grow. We keep doing this, and the microbe population will continue to grow, and they will give more energy to the soil, and then the soil will continue to grow and start growing grass and growing whatever other plants that need to grow. So this is the main system of the technology. It took 20 years to develop this technology and get it to this point, okay? It took 5 years of, almost 6 years of R&D with my help to get this technology finished. And in the last 4 years, we have done an incredible amount of proving that it is the future of farming for everyone. Now, we support all the 17 SDGs. And this is a breakdown of how we support them. And I could go and read all of this to you, but I'd rather send it to you. But we directly support the SDGs and we indirectly support the SDGs. Okay? So I will, what? I think it's actually very important that everyone gets a copy of this presentation and you read how we do this. Then we took the SDGs and we broke down our presentation, okay, to show all the case studies and scientific studies around the world, how we support all of these 17 SDGs. And so we start with zero hunger and we go into our case studies, and then no poverty. And we go into our case studies that show how we can make sure that poverty is something of history, okay, with all the extra yields. Good health, the quality and better shelf life of products, okay? And these are all case studies around the world, okay? Quality education. Again, we explain how the technology works. This is our profitability optimization protocol for sustainability. And anyone, by the way, that sends us an email at service@harvestharmonics.com and requests our POPs program, we will send it directly. Okay, we will send it to you so that you can use it to optimize your own farm. Give me 1 second. I just need to close my door. It's early in the morning here, and the staff is starting to show up. So now, education. We're working with lovely university, Professor Charles in Nigeria, and Dr. Charles in Nigeria. And also, we have a commitment to work with Centurion University to create the first curriculum for harvest harmonics, for the Kiminasi plants crop booster science. And it's based on quantum physics. So it's going to be very interesting as we put this curriculum together and start teaching this in universities around the world. So this is on the way. That's part of the education. This is part of our POPs program. These are the results from our POPs program. These are the results from lovely university in India. They followed our program, and these are the results that they got. They were able to prove, in very good detail how well the technology works. Here's more information. Again, clean water. Let's talk about clean water by reducing fertilizer and pesticides. We've been proving it left and right with our trial that we're using less water and using less chemicals. And these are the case studies. Clean energy. Okay, we've been able to save the irrigating farmers more electricity and water and fuel because they have to use the pumps. So we're saving them electricity, we're saving them fuel, and we're saving them water. And in some countries, you don't pay for water, but in a lot of countries, you do. So it's a big savings. Okay, let's talk about economic growth. Here we're showing how much more profitable we made these farmers and how we did it. Innovation. We explain the technology and how it works. Clean cities. Okay, these are a couple of parks in one of the cities in South America that we rejuvenated, for the city, and we know that more and more cities are going to start using our technology to beautify their cities. Climate action, reducing greenhouse gases. We have explained this. Life below water. By using our technology, less toxicity will go into all our waterways, and this problem will disappear. Reduction in pesticides. Life on land. That's it. Improving the soils through CEC. Again, these are all the measurements. These are the cows that were producing more milk, based on our technology, making animals healthier, making the land healthier. Again, healthier cows, more forage for them. Peace and justice. This is where I want to get to. My whole purpose is food security for every country in the world. Food security reduces the need for war and conflict over arable land. Okay? Don't anyone kid yourself. Please don't kid yourself about this war between Russia and Ukraine. They say what the war is about this and the war is about that, and I wouldn't believe anything in the headlines. That war is more about agriculture than anybody knows. Okay? Ukraine is the breadbasket to Europe. Ukraine supplies Europe with more food than most people know. Okay? And Ukraine used to be a breadbasket for Russia. Okay? This is a fight for arable land. This is a fight for more agriculture. If Russia had our technology, okay, they wouldn't need Ukraine. They have so much land and they have so much beautiful land. And Russia, about 4 years ago, threw out all the GMO companies out of the country. They got rid of all the GMO and they passed a law that any farmer caught using genetically modified seeds, okay, would be fined heavily. But any farmer that needed to get back to natural or just natural farming without genetically modified seeds, okay, any of those farmers that needed funding, the government would give them the funding. Okay? So, I'm not a supporter of Putin's tactics, but I will tell you that he did make some very good agricultural decisions by throwing GMO out of the country and cleaning up the chemicals in that country. So that's my 2 cents on it. I suggest that we get to a point where we don't have to have war and we can have peace all over this beautiful planet of ours. And that's the way it should be. So, partnering for the goal, working in partnership with governments and industry to create a better world. That's what we're looking to do. We're looking to work with everyone and anyone that wants to make a better planet. Okay? And we have the technology to do it. For more examples of our field results, visit us at harvestharmonics.com/results. Now, our 1,000 scientific trial program. These are all the science programs around the world that prove results. These are all of our trials all over the world. Okay? If you want to see more in the details and actually download the science papers with all the details, just visit it, harvestharmonics.com/the-science. It's our science page. You can download all of our scientific trials. And there's more coming. Every month, we put up more and more trials. As soon as they publish them and they allow us to publish them, we put them on our website. So, in summary, we are not GMO, genetically modified organism. Okay, we have been confused with this in the past. We are not modifying, okay, the plant genetics. Okay, we are OMG. We are the complete opposite of GMO. We are organically managed genetics. Okay, and here's the comparison of what GMO to us. GMO is used with high chemical inputs. Our technology reduces chemical inputs. GMO documented cause allergic reactions and health problems. There are no health problems and no allergic reactions with our technology. GMO may cause damage to honeybee populations. We've actually support the honeybee population. Expensive to use is GMO. Our costs actually reduce over time. It becomes less expensive to use our technology over time. Increasingly negative public opinion of GMO, and we're getting increased popular opinion with all the science using our technology. So I've given you an overall, and I would like to, at this point, answer questions. I hope this was informative.
Before concluding this session, dear participants, our chat box is open or enabled. So those who are interested to ask any question, have any query, please ask in our chat box.
So I see some questions here. Let's see. How much quantity of crop booster spray over the lawn for faster or greenish growth? So the more you use it, the better the results. But we have seen people, farmers use it as little as once a month, which was, for me, that was very risky, but they did get a benefit. And the only reason why they used it once a month is because they only used it when they needed to because of rainfall. So if they had plenty of rainfall. But we've explained to farmers that even with rainfall, they should use our technology a little bit, and irrigate a little bit once a week, at least once a week, and they would have had much better results. So the more you use it, the better. Dr. Harshit Sharma, nice session. Thank you, Dr. Sharma. I appreciate it. Let's see if there's any more questions. How far effective is this product in dragon fruit? Oh, that's phenomenal. That's a great question. We have a dragon fruit farm here in Florida. I believe he got an 80% increase in production. His dragon fruit went extremely increased in production. If you want, we can send you his contact information. You can speak with him directly and ask all the questions you want. Just send me an email, again, at service@harvestharmonics.com, and we'll get you all the information on the dragon fruit. And yes, sandy, loamy soil, because the soil in Florida is horrible. You know, it's sandy and it's loamy. Very, very important, interesting, and need of the hour of topic. Thanks a lot. You're welcome. My pleasure. It has toxicity effect if we use more and more. No toxicity effect. There is nothing negative in using our technology. It's programming for the plant. It's like a personal trainer. You know, the more you go to the personal trainer, the stronger you get. It's the same thing. We're constantly just giving the plant the information it needs and making sure it has it all the time. How much extra cost is going on in comparison to normal fertilizers in terms of money? Joe, that's a great question. That's actually probably the number one question. I'll explain something to you. We are making it affordable in every single country. Right now, we're running a program in countries that where we do not have a distributor and we do not have a country office. We're running a program where the farmer can name their own price. You know, whatever you want to pay for the technology, okay, just send us a request. We have a form for it. Ask us for the form. We'll send it to you. We'll send you the form. You can make a request. I can't promise you it's going to be approved because we do have costs that we must cover. But if you make a reasonable offer, we will send you the technology at our lowest cost, you know, that we can afford to send it to you so you can start using it. Because in the end, our purpose is to save this planet. Okay? Our purpose is you know, get rid of as much as possible of the fertilizer, the chemical fertilizer. We want biological fertilizers. We want the chemical companies to start making biological, natural fertilizers. You know, we want them to get away from the chemicals because the chemicals is what's killing everybody. So, you know, it's sad to say, but everyone on the planet is eating poisoned food. Even the organic people that are eating organically, I'm sorry to tell you, you know, I don't believe that our organic food is 100% organic, but that's my professional opinion. So as far as the cost, I wouldn't worry about that. We're super competitive to standard practices right now. Thank you, sir. Very informative session. My pleasure. Nice session, sir. Thank you. I'm from soil and water engineering postgraduate. Can I do a PhD? Yes, we invite everyone that wants to do a PhD. Absolutely. Contact us. We'll give you all the technology completely for free so you can do your PhD. Contact us at service. Okay, thank you. That's my assistant, Isa. Thank you, Isa, for doing that. Is there need to repetitively add the microbe solution every season, or will it act as inoculant and multiply with proper condition given? Okay, this is a great question. Actually, we have some scientists that are working on this right now. We believe that if you have the right amount of formula, if you have, you know, there's beneficial microbes and there's non-beneficial microbes. And I'm not the expert in this area, but if you have the right combination of beneficial and non-beneficial microbes, okay, our technology, if you already have that in the soil, our technology will boost that environment and keep it balanced. It has to be balanced. You need both. But if you have more of one and less of the other, you kind of got to get the balance right. So you may have to add microbes to get the balance right. And then once you got the balance right, then you can use our technology to boost it. And then you may not need to add any more. Also, there's a measuring system. If you contact us, we'll send it to you, where you can measure the microbes yourself. It's very inexpensive. And you know, maybe we'll put it on our website so people can start buying it, because it's not expensive. It's not our technology, it's somebody else's. But we know a lot of the universities use it. So it would be very good for you to use it so that you can make sure that you have a balance of your microbes, because that's the key. It's the microbes. Okay. Sir, which is the app which gives complete information about agriculture? So we actually haven't launched our app yet, but if you want our POPs program, which we are putting together an app to give everybody this information. If you want our POPs program, just send an email to service@harvestharmonics.com. All right. And just put in POPs program with all your contact information, and we'll send it to you. We'll send you whatever you need. Every season will no, we did that already. Oh, thank you, Isa, for putting up the link. Oh, you're sending it to them. Okay, the link for the POPs program is in the chat. You can download it. Thank you, Isa. Do you give recommendation for basil? Okay, so here's the thing. Our technology works with every crop in the world. Every single crop in the world will benefit from our technology. The only difference between the basil or the fruit that you grow in your country to anybody else's country is the environment itself. It's the water, it's the sun, it's the land. Our technology will give the same benefit no matter where you are, okay? But your environment is going to limit how much more production you can get, okay? So you have to improve your environment, and we help you to improve your environment. But it works with every single crop. We're expecting through our scientific trials to find out specific ways of helping farmers with different crops, but we're not there yet. We're starting to learn this about different crops like almonds and citrus fruit. So we're getting there, but we're not there yet. What should be flow discharge of water per hour? Okay. One of our system works on any size farm, any flow rate. Right now we do not go over 2,000 gallons per minute. So if you do the math, 2,000 gallons per minute, that's basically 120,000 gallons per hour. That's a lot of water. Like, we're talking about the biggest farms in the world and the smallest farms in the world. Most of our technology you can get easily at 75 gallons per minute. 75 gallons per minute. That's a lot of gallons per hour. So we can help most of the small farmers all over the world. As a matter of fact, with one of our simple systems, we can help 80% of all the small farmers in the world that irrigate. Thank you. You're welcome for the session. And thank you. Thank you to Just Agriculture for having me. It's been my pleasure. I love this platform. It allows me to really help a country that needs a lot of help, and I'm looking forward to working with India very, very closely.
On behalf of everyone, I want to say big thank you, sir. Your contribution in this session.
I have one more. I'm sorry, there's one more question. How
Yes.
can we order the product? If you go to our website, again, service@harvestharmonics.com, we'll send you a form where you can order the product, or we'll send you a link where you could just buy the product. But you should just, go to service, send all your information to service@harvestharmonics.com, and we'll be more than happy to sell you the product and work with you. What is the procedure? Oh, for the university trials, the procedure is simple. You have a meeting with us, you study our material, basically study the information that's on this presentation. I'll send it to you. You study the information, you have a meeting with us, you ask us all the questions that you want, we answer all your questions, and then we sign the agreement between us, and you start the trials at your university. We are so simple to work with. We're probably the easiest company in the world to work with. We're working with almost 20 governments right now. They all love working with us because we're so simple to work with. All we want to do is continue to help. You're welcome for a great session, and my pleasure.
I want to say big thank you, sir. Your contribution made this session extraordinarily meaningful and memorable.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I extremely enjoyed presenting. I love talking to your group. I think that what you're doing is phenomenal. I believe that what Just Agriculture is doing by putting people together and making this information known is phenomenal. Knowledge is power, and you're bringing not my knowledge, but I've listened to some of the presenters, incredible presenters with incredible technologies, drone technology, biostimulants, like incredible technologies that people are working on. And by bringing this knowledge to the industry, you're doing a wonderful service to the industry. And I really do appreciate Just Agriculture. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure. Okay.
So, esteemed dignitaries, respected trainers, and dear friend, and special thanks for B. Nirja Parvakar, Dr. M. Hanuman Thappa, Dr. Ashok Asolar, and Dr. Amarendra Reddy, as we gather here today at the close of Krishi Manthan Summer School Training Program. I feel honored to represent all the participants in expressing our heartfelt gratitude. This program has been an incredible journey filled with learning, growth, and inspiration. From day one, we were introduced to innovative agriculture practices, advanced technologies, and sustainable farming methods that have broadened our and depended our understanding of the field. Our trainers who have been our mentors and guides throughout this program deserve our deepest thanks. Your dedication, patience, and willingness to share your vast knowledge have made a profound impact on us. We are leaving this program not only with new skills but also with a renewed passion for contributing to the agriculture sector. I would also like to extend our gratitude to the organizing committee for their planning and execution, which ensured that every session was meaningful and enriching. The efforts behind the scene have not gone, and we are truly grateful. To my fellow participants, I want to say that it has been a privilege to learn alongside you. The discussion, collaboration, and share experience have enriched this journey. Let's take the knowledge we have gained here and apply it to create positive change in our communities. As we move forward, I am confident that insight and skills we have acquired during Krishi Manthan we will empower us make significant contribution to the field of agriculture. Let us carry the spirit of this program with us and continue innovative, inspire, and grow. Thank you once again to everyone who made this program a success. Wishing all the best in future. Thank you so much. And dear participants, you will receive your soft copy certificates through mail by link, and your hard copy certificate will be dispatched. Thank you so much, everyone.